Welcome to another Offering in Action report. We want to make sure that you know and understand how your offerings are being used for God's glory. Joining me here at the podium is Nicolae Dan. He's the director for Herghelia Lifestyle Centers. Nick, tell me, where is Herghelia located?
In Transylvania, Romania.
And how long has it been in operation?
More than 30 years.
More than 30 years. So it's probably about time to do some expansion then, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly. We started with, in mind with 30 patients, and now for the last 15 years we have constantly 50 and over 50 patients. So it's overcrowded.
Okay, so if you have room for 30, but you're having 50 or more, then they're sharing space together?
Yeah, they do. They do, but especially after the pandemics, people don't want to stay like strangers to stay in the same. So they are pushing us.
All right. Well, and you certainly have enough people to come to stay in all of those rooms.
Yeah, we do. We are booked up at least 6 months in advance. Okay. And we have a big waiting list, so there is no problem.
Okay, wonderful. Tell us a little bit more. So we heard in the video some of the different services and programs that are provided. I'm really interested in the physical therapy part. And you shared with me something that you learned about some of the guests that are coming to Herghelia and the kind of services that they need. Can you share with us that?
Yeah, we observe that people over 35, 40 years old, they all need some physical therapy. And because, you know, most of the people don't work like our parents did, used to work. And so we have mostly nurses as therapists, so we integrated a lot of physical therapy in what they do. Unlike, you know, other places where, you know, you go to physical therapists, you go to nurse, you go to that, we integrated all these services, which one person gives that service, which, you know, patients like very much.
So then they get to know that one person that's providing all of the services for them.
Yeah, they spend every day 50 minutes, so 10 hours during the session.
Okay.
And those nurses are also counselors, they are psychologists, and, you know, it's, I mean, that's the place where sharing takes place.
So the nurses, I'm a nurse, so I'm really excited about this. So you're actually teaching nurses these different skills so they can give a comprehensive service to the patients that they're with.
Yeah, we have wonderful results in terms of pain management. So many people who come with diabetes or heart disease, you know, that's many times, you know, it's not painful in the morning when they wake. You know, what is painful is arthritis and all these, rheumatism. And so we take care of that also, not only about diabetes.
Now you mentioned they come and they really appreciate this. Can you give us a couple of testimonies of the kind of response that guests have had from the services that you've provided?
Well, I would first tell about Lady Maria. She emigrated before, you know, 40 years ago. Actually, she flight, and in Austria, and she was wondering what to do because she was new, she didn't know anybody, and she overheard somebody speaking Romanian, and there was a couple Adventists. She didn't know about Adventists, so they took her in their home in Austria and helped her to get a job, and later on this lady moved to Netherlands. And they kept in touch. They gave her literature, but she never joined the church. So for some reason, this lady Maria found Herghelia, found this place in Romania, and she reached out to her friends in Austria. Oh, let's go to this place. So they came, and what impressed her most was Sabbath. And actually, you know, it's written in the Spirit of Prophecy that sanitariums are a memorial for Sabbath. They are memorial for God, but also memorial for Sabbath. So she was so impressed that when she went back home, she started to keep the Sabbath. And just recently called my wife and said, I'm coming to Herghelia. I want to get baptized there.
Oh, amen, amen. You have another story.
There was a Catholic priest in a neighborhood country. And he had a very difficult case of diabetes. He would go into coma many times and was on insulin. But in the same time, he got desperate. He began to think that God didn't care about him through all this, what he was doing. So he came like Nicodemus. He didn't tell anybody. He comes to an Adventist center. And in 1 week, God did a miracle with him. We took him out of insulin, and but you know, he really understood the Sabbath and some of, you know, he understood the Bible has to be read as is written.
Right.
And so he said, I'm going home, and even if I have to change my profession, I would like to be true to Bible.
Amen. Amen. You know, Nick, I am so thrilled to hear what Herghelia is doing. Thank you so much for the ministry.